Hey, so we have been in this house now for 15 months. It is a rental, and we found this place and moved in all within like 3 days. My kids had to start school super soon, and I needed an address to register them. So we just jumped on the first house that kind of came up. And it turns out the landlord is so sweet. She kind of knew my concerns and how I like needed to get my hands on some stuff in order to stay here, and she's all for it. She deducts any project or spending I do from rent. So it just works out, and I love a good project. So first thing I had to do was handle this guest bathroom that's downstairs. It's like a patch job of different tiles with stains and cracks, and so I thought I would just go ahead and paint it. I did no research. I knew people painted tiles, and I walked into Lowe's and said, "What should I use?" Oh, here's my cute baby. I miss him that small. Anyway, so they showed me a primer and a paint to use, and I just ended up hating it. I don't know if it's because you can really just tell it's paint because the grout lines are the same color as the tile. It wasn't for me. So I do end up switching this up kind of later on, but I did want a clean start. So there's that gross black paint on the floor. My husband is he changed out all the bathroom faucets because they were just these like landlord special, really gross, rusty, super low and awkward to wash your hands in faucets. So the next project that I tackled was the front entryway. Looking back now, I'm kind of into this tile, but the whole house has to match the vibe or else they look so out of place and not right in the space. So I just wanted to cover them up with something that kind of feels more fresh and fun. These sticky tiles from Amazon, super cheap. They are not a permanent fix. They like lifespan, I'd say, is like max 2 years, especially in a high traffic area like this. I'll show you what they look like now, like 15 months later, but they were great. They've held up, and I think they look cute. And they kind of just fit me better. So this is my master bathroom sink. This is what it looked like. So yucky. I couldn't physically use it. So I did just spray it. I forgot to film it. It is a Rust-Oleum countertop refinish product that is actual garbage. I do not recommend. I found a better product that I use in another bathroom that I'll show you later. I also painted the cabinets. The homeowner, I said, "Do you want me to sand and seal them, or do you want paint?" And she voted for paint. And the inside of these drawers were so bad, so I just sanded them, and I laid down 3 coats of just a high gloss spray paint so that it just felt clean again, so I could put my stuff in there without feeling like they were diseased. And this table I found on the side of the road. It had this weird iron body to it and some wagon wheels, very Texas. I just popped those off and put on these pin legs, and I'm not a fan, obviously. We had like no furniture, so I was grabbing everything up, and now that is upstairs in my boys' game room, and I kind of forgot we had it until I was editing this now. And that was what our space looked like for like a month. We had like no furniture. It took us a while to get settled, but I knew I needed to kind of tackle the bathrooms, which were kind of my least favorite part. And back to this tile here. I hated the black paint, and I kind of liked that entryway sticky tile, so I laid it down in here, and I still like it. That back strip behind the toilet, I just never got around to do. It's still on my to-do list. I need to finish that off, but you know. Another little project we did with no spending was using all the scrap wood to make some side tables. We didn't have any. Very self-explanatory. Cut it up, sand it up, glue it, nail it together. I really miss him that small. Oh my goodness, this was so long ago. This was last fall, so a whole year ago. And these do what they needed to do. I stained them. I wish I would have just sealed them, but I didn't have just like a clear poly. I had this 2-in-1, and it was tinted, and it's whatever. And that's kind of what they look like. Very boring, but you know what? They hold our phone and our drinks at night. That's what it's for. Oh, that's the little hole for the charger to kind of poke through, and that's that. Nothing special. But we are all about a little project in our house, especially if it's free. And I don't know, it's kind of fun. It's a thing my husband and I like to do together. This is my boys' bathroom. So same counter, that mirror was gross, the walls, the texture, I can't be in there without just kind of feeling gross. This is more recent. So I did just do this like last month. And it's what am I doing? I am screwing in some scrap wood into studs because kids rip off towel hooks, towel rods, like left and right. I don't know what it is, why they can't hang a towel nicely, but they don't. So I am doing just kind of is this a board and batten kind of wall? I don't know. Here I am trying my first go at a skim coat. I have mud and taped and mud many joints, but never just like a skim coat. So that was my first go at that. And I was too excited. I didn't even wait for it to dry all the way. I just needed to see if I had enough of the material in my garage to kind of make this work. So I actually am using 3 different trims, different types of trim to kind of piece this together. But it did work out in the end. And honestly, with paint on top of it, you cannot tell that these are so many different products going on. Obviously, if I like had no budget and I went to the store and bought the materials, it would be different. But I have a garage full of just scraps, and I'm gonna make them work. I did prep the counter by getting rid of all this gross gray silicone. Don't know why that was a choice, but it was. You can just kind of see what we had and why I needed to change it up. You can see how dusty this product is, but this is what I use. I had it for a year in my garage before I ever finally got around to doing my boys' bathroom. I feel bad. They used that for a year. I did also paint those cabinets too when I did mine. Again, my husband fixing in a new faucet for us because those low ones are just so yucky. Totally backwards, but now I'm sanding. I needed the trim up. I just had to see what it was like. And then I got into sand while my husband was working on under the sink. And honestly, for my first skim coat job, it was pretty great. I'm proud of it. Could be better, but I'm proud. And then this is that product that I showed you, and it is so much better than the Rust-Oleum spray bottle spray paint one. So much better. So here's kind of where we were here. Caulking all the trim, and then I just go ahead and get in and paint it. I'm using the same color as the cabinets because I have it. It is actually a cabinet refinishing product, but I feel like it works great in there as well. So that is their bathroom done. I did end up hanging some hooks on that top piece of trim, the one that's really secure into the studs, because boys, at least my boys, are so aggressive with their heavy wet towels. So those hooks are not going anywhere. And here's my cute Zion. Oh, I love him so much. And the bathroom is so much more pleasant to be in. And you can kind of see the product. It's not a forever fix, but it is a right now fix, and I'm into it. So those hooks are from Ross like 10 years ago. I've had them for so long. They've been in every house of mine. And it's so much nicer to bathe my baby in here now. I don't feel gross looking at the weird wall texture. I still need some paint touch up. Okay, so this is the floor a year and 2 months later. You can kind of see there where the tile underneath has pushed up because of it was just uneven underneath. But besides that, it's holding up great. My cute landlord gave me that little piece of art on the wall because she kind of thought it fit our vibe. I did hang a new mirror. Have not tackled the walls in here. Look at the texture. It needs to be done, but I know it's going to be like a big project, and this is our guest bath. Hi. But you know what? I did this quick, and it's lasted over a year. So here's the front entryway. You can also see the tile underneath where it's not perfectly level underneath these sticky tiles. It will show over time. It will kind of mold to it. So you can kind of see that. And the tile in the bottom left corner, that one is the one that kind of gets a lot of wear and tear coming up and down the stairs right there. And you can kind of see it sliding a little bit. It's still very, very stuck, but it has shifted. So I think I'll get another few months out of this before I have to figure something else out. But so far, so good. This is my bathroom, and this is the countertop of that Rust-Oleum product a year later, and it is so bad. It is so thin. I did like 4 coats of it. I followed the instructions. I prepped it right, and it sucks. Everything you see is cracks and stains on the counter. It's scrubbed clean, but it looks so dirty all the time, and it just stained and lifted, and it was really bad. So I don't recommend. I definitely use the other product that I use in my boys' bathroom. I'm going to redo this and get myself some new mirrors up there. That is definitely next on my list. And also under the sink, I did throw down some of these tiles before I knew I needed them downstairs, just because it was so torn up down there. I painted it. I also painted inside the drawers down here. You know, when it's just really old cabinets, there's so much wear and tear and water damage. And check out my side tables that we had to take down and move because we moved the furniture. We brought a couch up here, and they are still sitting on the floor. I'm just showing you how it is, but we still use them. You know what I mean? I just haven't re-hung them up. They're just hanging out on the floor. I'm so grateful that we've got such a nice landlord who's all on board for my projects, and I've got more coming up soon. So thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.